Welcome to Nintendo Engineers. I'm your host, Chris Tisis, and we're here for an NNN show. It's been a bit of an interesting time for me, sort of moving things around in the Nintendo Engineers room. I kind of stuck the big TV in here, but I kind of feel like that's not the best thing. And I think the old, but the very capable webcam and microphone will be coming back in terms of more everyday videos and that. And the camera that I'm using here, the nice expensive one, will be used more for special videos and things like that. So we'll use it for other times. So in terms of news of Nintendo Engineers, things are doing well. We're doing things very happily, and there's been a lot of interesting things to speak about. But I will get to that probably towards the next few days, so keep an eye out on that. So I wanted to chat about ARMS, which is kind of like, I kind of feel like it's like the forgotten multiplayer game for this year. And I feel like ARMS has been given a bit of a raw deal by Nintendo, in terms of it was released between Mario Kart 8 and Splatoon 2, two pretty successful series. Splatoon 2 selling very well, so you could say it's, I don't know, a mini franchise. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is selling extremely well, doing very well, sold millions, no problems with it. I still play it a lot, obviously, and all that sort of thing. But with ARMS, I still think it's a game that's capable of doing particularly good things. And part of the problem that I felt with it was there was not enough characters, not enough sort of modes. And Nintendo sort of took this approach, the same approach as they did with Splatoon on the Wii U. Now, Splatoon on the Wii U was pretty dry bones. There was very little features, weapons, things like that, and we had to wait a few months for them to update it with new features and things like that. They thought of by drip feeding us new features and stuff like that people would enjoy that sort of way of getting new content for the game. But I think they got away with it with Splatoon. I think eventually the first game turned out to be pretty good in terms of content and things like that. But I think with ARMS, I think it has suffered because it was pretty bare bones. It was an $80 game, and I don't think it really warranted the price of it. So, sorry, just whisk, my cat is just wandering around like a silly nut. But I think ARMS should have been a $50 game or cheaper, at least $20 off here in Australia. I think $80, $70 is too much to pay for a game that's kind of 2/3 or 3/4 released in terms of content. 10 characters is too small. You should have had at least 15 or 16. And I also feel like them stuffing them between Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or ARM and Splatoon 2 wasn't really fair to it. Because a lot of people now are playing Splatoon 2. Like ARMS is, I look online, I've got 100 friends online, and no one's playing ARMS anymore. They've just sort of thrown it away. Splatoon 2 came out, everyone's like, yay! The series that has a lot more content and things like that. And I feel that ARMS has sort of been forgotten because of that. I think that maybe ARMS could have been a game for next year, or possibly towards the end of the year, maybe a December release. Not as a big game, but as modelled as a cheaper game, something new from Nintendo, something fresh, da-da-da-da-da. But I feel like it really wasn't given the opportunities to do well. And I think that's the sad thing. It has great abilities, and I think there is a limitation because you're only really boxing. You can't use your legs, you can't really do anything like that. And the lack of characters, the price, people who were sort of sitting with their money going, do I buy this ARMS game or I just wait for Splatoon 2? And I think some people just went, I'm just going to wait for Splatoon 2 or just buy Mario Kart. And I saw this bundle that had, you know, buy Nintendo Switch and you can buy, you know, Mario Kart or Splatoon or, you know, ARMS. I think most people will probably get Mario Kart or Splatoon 2. ARMS is an untried series. And it's disappointing to see. I think Nintendo should have really thought a little harder about this and probably given it a lot more content or, you know, cut the price down a bit. I'm already seeing some stores, some department stores selling it for $60 now. So maybe it's not selling as well. It's sold over 1.1 million, which is great. And I think it probably will eventually get a sequel later on down the track. But I think it could have sold even better if they had more content. I think the promotion was fine, but I think the storyline of ARMS should be expanded upon. You know, that's why we like Splatoon, the storyline behind it, the singers and the stars who come out, you know, the Squid Sisters and this new sort of DJ sort of group that's in Splatoon 2, but you don't really feel much of a vibe for it in ARMS. There's a couple interesting characters here and there, but you're not feeling incredibly close to it. So I think Nintendo has some work to do in terms of expanding that. So that's pretty much my topic. Nintendo Ninja News is doing all right. Obviously, we'll cut down on some videos. We might increase that a little bit towards the end of the year. The non-Nintendo content stuff is oddly enough doing well. The Lego Brick Expo movie has been well received. People liked it. And the GamaCon stuff has done well too. So I'm really, really happy about that. It was nice to go out and do some big content movie stuff, you know, to do sort of 2 or 3 movies in a space of a week or two was crazy, but I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It was really, really good. So that's it from me, and I shall see you next time.